Hey guys, how's it going? Miso here, and today what I really wanted to share with you guys are the top 5 pitfalls that I think Nexon can get trapped in and really cause the game to go downhill very quickly. So, starting off with number 5, I think that one of the baseline things that they need to do is make sure that the game is not pay to win. And now, by pay to win, what I mean is, and I know there are a lot of definitions out there and a lot of things that people can interpret to be pay to win, but my definition of pay to win is doing something that helps your character progress unfairly over other players if you are a paying member. So if you pay a lot of money, you just progress at a rate that is way faster than others. Now, I know that a lot of people who play the game would much rather pay money to progress than spend the time. You know, personally, I'm probably on the same boat where I do have a little bit of an expendable income that I can use to pay to progress because I don't have as much time. But I really don't want it to get to the point where the people who aren't paying are spending, let's say, 4-5 times longer to progress than the people who are paying. And I really think that that is my definition of pay to win, because a lot of games you can pay for progress, or a boost in progress, but it's not to the point where the free players are just so far behind that they can't remain competitive unless they put countless of hours into the game that, you know, a normal person can't. And number 4 is content updates. And what I really mean by content updates is that Nexon has to put updates consistently and content updates consistently. A lot of games really fall into this pitfall of not giving players enough new content. And then the players reach endgame, they finish everything they want to, and they have nothing left to do. And those players, unless they're the most passionate ones, usually end up quitting. Now, the other thing that I want to talk about with content updates is that I really hope that Nexon doesn't, and I know this is really hard, but making old content obsolete compared to the new ones. A lot of times, games will update their game and add new content, and people are like, oh my gosh, there's so much new content, this is great, and they go play the new content and they really enjoy it, and it really helps them level up a lot faster than before. But by doing that, you're really neglecting your old content that you spent so much time on doing that the players will probably never go to ever again, because the new content is just so much more efficient at, you know, leveling, getting loot drops, whatever, than the old content. So I really hope that Nexon pumps out new content at a regular rate, but also makes sure that they don't neglect their old content. Number 3, I really think, is transparency. And I think that a lack of transparency is really the fastest way to lose the trust of your community. Now, especially with a game like Maplestory, which has not had the best track record of listening to the community or being transparent with why they're doing things, I think it's especially important for Maplestory 2 to have a very active community manager. Now, I know Aru is the community manager for GMS 1 right now, and I'm pretty sure that he is not going to be a community manager for GMS 2 since it's a completely different game. So I really hope whoever, you know, is in that position in Maplestory 2 is going to be very active and very transparent with why certain decisions are made in the game, and also listen to the community and see what they have to say about the game. Because the community are the people who are playing the game and really experiencing it. The devs might be doing what they think is best for the game, but what they think is best for the game might not be what is best for the community. Now, this is probably a very loaded topic because Nexon in the past has not listened to their community very well. Of course, they've gotten better at it, but they're still not amazing at it. And I think there's a lot to say about this. It's probably one that there's a lot of pressure on their development team because they probably have to relay messages back to Korea to get them to do stuff and convince them to do things. But also, Nexon's a business, and a lot of times they have to think about the opportunity cost of doing a certain thing for the community. It takes manpower, it takes, engineers to code things, it takes artists to draw things in. A lot of work has to be done to make changes in the game, and sometimes they think about the cost of doing that change versus how much they're going to earn back when they make those changes, and sometimes it might not be reasonable. And I know a lot of people are going to be outraged, like, this game is for the community, this game is for us, and they should be listening to us. But in the end, Nexon is a business, and businesses need to make money. And I completely understand that. It sucks as a player, but you have to understand that they are a business. They are out to make as much money as they can, and that's kind of the reality of things. And number 2, I really think that Nexon needs to make sure the game is not too easy or too hard. And I've been having a lot of discussion with people in the comment section in the past couple videos, and I really want to thank y'all for commenting. I really want to make this a good and safe place for people to have discussions and share differing opinions without it kind of being a rage fest. And so far it's been like that, so crossing my fingers it continues to be like that, because I think active discussion is what brings out the best ideas and the ideas that we can bring forth to Nexon to make change into the game. So back on the topic of being not too easy or not too hard, I think that one of the worst things you could do is skew too far in one direction, and we see so many games do it, especially these days with the too easy side. Speeding through the game is cool and all. Like, a lot of people, I remember when I was a kid, I loved private servers because I'm like, wow, I get to go to the end game content so quickly and don't have to spend as much time. But at the same time, especially with a new game, it's really important to make sure it's not too easy to level up, because there's so much content that you've put your time into making that we're probably not really taking a full look at. And because of that, we get to end game too quickly, we finish all the content, and that goes back to number 4, where you can't make content to satisfy us quick enough. So if you have a good pace of progression, it'll help both us feel like the game has, longevity, but also help you as Nexon to create content at a good steady pace where it doesn't feel like we're in a content drought ever. And in my opinion, the final and most important and impactful pitfall is forgetting about the community aspect of the game. An MMO is meant to be played with other people, and some people like to play solo, and that's totally fine, but I think it's important to give both types of players an opportunity to have fun. So have content in there that's good for solo players, but also have content in there that's good for party play and community engagement. I think that's really important for the longevity of this game because of the Maplestory community and how much we are into social aspects of games. I mean, this game was started and built off of the social aspect, and I feel like that aspect has largely been forgotten these days, and that's just kind of the gradual path of MMOs these days. But I think that it's about time for us to bring that back. I think people are really up to it and really want it and would really love it if Nexon were to bring that aspect of the game back into Maplestory 2. Now, those are the top 5 pitfalls that I think Nexon could fall into, and these are definitely not the only pitfalls, but I think these are the most important ones from my experience playing MMOs. So thank you everybody again for watching this video, and be sure to leave a comment below, like, subscribe, because I am very active in the comment section and would love to talk to everybody. So see y'all on the next one. Peace.